So we will start with the poor eating habits. So from the word itself, you will have an idea what do you mean by poor eating habits, because the basic rule of food nutrition is maintaining a balance in your intake of food. From your high school classes onwards, you might have studied about balanced diet. Eating something may not be always healthy or may not be always enough. You have to take the food in the right quantity as well as in the right proportion, or then only the body will be keeping a healthy, um, will be remaining in a healthy state. So there are basically two different situations of poor eating. One is under eating, other is overeating. From the term itself, you will be able to understand what you mean by under eating. Under eating means not having enough of healthy foods, or not have. There are different types of nutrients like carbohydrate, nutrients, fats, minerals, and vitamins. These are the five important nutrients of our body. If any of these nutrients are not obtained by the body in the sufficient quantity, that will be an unhealthy diet, and that will be an unhealthy intake of food. So that situation, sometimes a person is not eating well, then it will be resulting in under eating. Sometimes an opposite situation is also the consuming too many types of food and drink, and that will be coming under the overeating category. So, but when we are taking too much of chicken, too much of sugar, or too much of carbohydrate, it will be giving a lot of nutrients and maybe making you obese. But at the same time, if the amount of fiber, amount of minerals, amount of vitamins present in the food substance are not sufficient, that will be putting your body in a diseased situation. So that situation is known as undereating as well as overeating. Now, the unhealthy eating habits can affect our intake of different nutrients also. So that's why it is always suggested that we follow a balanced diet that contains almost all the nutrients in the right quantity. Then, how does a poor nutrition can affect you? That is another area of concern. Poor nutrition can impair our daily health and well-being and reduce our ability to lead an enjoyable and active life. For example, if we are following the normal principle of a healthy lifestyle, you can lead without without any kind of disorders or diseases for a long time. Even if some diseases are coming, you will be easily able to overcome them. But if you neglect this daily health and well-being, what happens is that many kinds of disorders, especially stomach disorder, back pain, diabetes, all these kind of disorders will be affecting you and can lead to severe problems in your life. So that is one reason why we have to follow a healthy lifestyle. Uh, if you are not following that healthy lifestyle, that will be resulting, for example, stress, that is an important situation. Being physically tired. For example, you do not get enough amount of protein, you may feel tired after some time. And our ability to work, as well as, so this all these factors will be all. So if there is a inadequate intake of food, inadequate intake of nutrient, that will be slowly resulting this sort of problem. It can contribute to risk of developing some illness and other health problems. Some of the important health problems because of poor eating habits or poor nutrition include overweight or becoming obese. Everybody know how it happens. Then resulting in high blood pressure. Sometimes if you are not reducing the intake of salt, because in almost every food item that we are preparing, there will be a lot of salt. In most of the bakery items, there will be a lot of salt. So if you do not place some restriction on the intake of salt, that will be increasing your blood pressure. Then increase in blood pressure can result in heart diseases as well as stroke. And we have earlier studied what is a osteoporosis. Basically means a decrease in the bone density, mainly because of the decrease in intake of calcium. So that can be result in osteoporosis. And sometimes the physical health and mental health are directly related. If you feel that you are physically not strong, your body, your mind will also be not strong. So there is a direct connection. So if you are physically healthy, you are also feeling that you are mentally strong. So there is a direct relationship between physical health and mental health, and that may make you emotionally depressed if you feel that you are not physically strong. And tooth decay, that is another problem. If you are not maintaining good hygienic practice, then high cholesterol, especially that happens with the high intake of fat. So if you are consuming too much amount of fat, that will lead to cholesterol, and cholesterol and diabetes are always closely related. High intake of sugar can lead to cholesterol, and there are different type of cancers can also develop, especially stomach related cancer. So these are some of the main problems that can happen to us as a result of poor eating habits. So what we can do to maintain a good nutrition or a good eating habits? The first thing that you can do is that have a good variety of food from 5 different groups. What are the 5 different groups? Carbohydrate, protein, fat, minerals, and vitamins. So each of these food items we should have, especially our intake of minerals and vitamins should be. ഇവിടെ ആരും ഇല്ലെന്നോ ഞാനും കൊടുക്കുന്നില്ല. Okay, so regarding the different type of nutrients, this is one thing that you have to keep in your mind, that all the 5 different nutrients should be present in your body, in your food. Then only your body will be getting sufficient quantity of all the nutrients. Aim for 2 serves of fruit and 5 serves of vegetable each day. That is, every day you should have 2 servings of food. That is, every day, at least 2 times in a day you should eat something, some fruits. 5 times in a day you should eat some vegetables. That is the meaning of that sentence. That means simply it means that we must take more amount of vegetable, more amount of fruits. Especially in a state like Kerala, we eat a lot of vegetables. But coming to fresh fruits, we do not take a lot. Especially the only vegetable that we are taking is some banana. It's the only food, fresh vegetable that we are normally taking. So one thing, because vegetable, the fresh fruits only containing lot of vitamins, and most of the vitamins will be destroyed when we are boiling the food or eating the food. So when there is no meaning in taking a lot of vegetable curries, because in most of the vegetable curries the vitamins may be lost. And as well, so the only thing by which we can maintain good amount of vitamins is by taking lot of fresh fruits. Only occasionally eat sugary, fat and salty, because all the, for example, you are eating lot of cakes, you go to the bakery, you can set a lot of chips and other things. If there is a packet of chips, everybody will be eating. Even if the class is going, you don't bother, you want taking one chips. So that eating it is so good. So that happens even at home. Some people will be watching mobile, watching TV, and eating some snacks. So that will be containing a lot of sugar, salt, etc. The problem is that will make you fat. Then drink fresh, clean tap water instead of sugary drinks. Sometimes when you are tired, sometimes you purchase a Pepsi or other thing from the shop that will be containing sugar. So over a period of time, this sugar will be increasing in your body and you gradually become fat. So instead of that, go for if you feel that you want to drink some carbonated drink, instead of buying a Pepsi, just buy a soda, because it doesn't contain any sugar. At the same time, soda is also cheaper than compared with the sugar, but Pepsi or other thing. So that way you can reduce the intake of sugar in foods and switch on to healthy recipes that look and taste good. That is also because most of the hotel foods that you are taking, will be very delicious because they add a lot of taste making chemicals in order to enrich the taste of the food, so that will be having a bad effect on your body. So instead of taking the hotel food every time, especially if you are in the habit of working away from your home, many of the people will be resorting to hotel food. But what happens is that after some several 4 or 5 years only, you will be realizing that it is adversely affecting your stomach, and you will be facing a lot of other problems. And whatever money that you are saving are actually you are actually given to the hospital and doctor or for medicines. So this is one important thing that you have to. So if you are working away from your, especially if you are if you are living away from your home, most of the people will be depending on hotel. So this is one problem. So that is regarding the, please listen again. Okay. So what we were discussing is how important that we have to take a no, importance of taking clean tap water instead of sugary drinks. That was what we were discussing. Then plan your meal ahead and shop for healthy ingredients. So the one important thing at your age, it won't be creating much problem even if you are eating a little extra. But after some 25 or 30, you have to be very careful. Otherwise, what happens is that your body will get obese. So after a period, after 25 or 30, you should be very conscious of about what you are eating, how much you are eating. Then only your body will remain in a healthy situation. So because if you keep your body healthy, you can live longer and you can stay more happier also. Because if every time you are going to hospital for one reason or other reason, over a period of time, you will feel that your body, your engine in your body is not in a good situation, good condition, and that can affect your mental health also. Enjoy cooking and eating healthy food with the family or friends and without distractions such as television. So one important thing is that if you are having lunch or dinner, do not turn on TV. Because one important thing is a lunch time or dinner time, or it can be a good time to improve your family bonding. If you are watching TV or doing watching mobile at that time, that will have another effect, because one important problem that you may be facing after when you are married and have children is that keeping the family together. That is an important challenge, especially in the modern world, because earlier there was no mobile. Nowadays people are having mobile, and most of the time maybe together, they are physically together, but mentally they may be very far away from each other. So when you are eating or when you are at home, at least keep the mobiles away from your hand, and try to talk with each other, every family member, because talking is an important thing. And there was an important saying by one of our Pope, the present Pope, the name is Francis. He once said is that in the present world, this social networking apps, their main intention is to connect people. Okay, that is what they are mainly intended to connect people far and wide. But the one important problem with these apps is that networking apps is that they disconnect people, especially your near and dear. So if you are using Facebook, WhatsApp, you are getting disconnected from the persons just sitting before you. So this is an important challenge that people, especially most of the family members, are facing. You also become a mother or after a period of time. And one challenge is that where what if people are doing maybe done by your children in a 3 times or 4 times worse manner. So that time you may face too much problem. At that time, at my age, it was everything was so not so good. We were also using mobile. Why these children are doing such of? So this kind of problem will be facing. So one important challenge is that eating food can be a time for maintaining good health, maintaining good mental health, keeping family or family ties bonding. And that is one important. If you go abroad, you can see, especially to any country like Canada, USA, Australia, News. In all these countries, people are living mostly alone, and that is one problem they are facing. So India has a good tradition of family ties because even if I have visited so many countries, if you go in Australia, most of the people are even walking in the road alone. We very rarely see two people walking together, and we rarely see they are walking with their children. So that kind of problem happens. Yes, if you go to America, we can see so many parents walking with their children. But if you go to Europe, and I have never come across people walking with their young children. So that is how the people in those countries are living. So the one important challenge is that keeping the family and food time can be a good way of keeping the family together. If you know how to cook well, how to make delicious food, certainly that can be an asset in keeping your family ties together.